today is the first day I'm not wearing any long sleeves. It's not particularly warm though, but it's about 12 degrees, 12, 13. But I just felt like, let's take shorts and a shirt. So, and it feels good, to be honest. It's like slightly chilly, but it's pleasant chilly. It's kind of like, it's refreshing, not like cold, So, yeah, that happened. Probably not for long because it's supposed to get much colder in the upcoming days. Not much, but I don't know. Well, 10 degrees actually, but when it's from 27 to 17, it's not that colder, but 10 degrees is quite a lot. And frankly, I like spring where it's 17, 18. I don't really need 27 to enjoy the spring. In fact, it was way too much over the weekend. It was way too hot. It was extreme, in fact. So I hope that's not going to be a trend, really. But unfortunately, probably will be because, well, climate change and global warming and such. I think now you can see the cherry trees and blossoms a little better. Yesterday I was talking about the hues, and then I saw the video. It was completely dark. Not like completely, but quite dark, so you couldn't see any hues, let alone you could probably barely see the trees, but let alone some hues of color. So but I didn't know, like, if I look at it now, like when I'm here, it looks pretty bright and it looks nice, through my eyes. But then I look at it through the camera on the footage, and it's dark as hell. And I crank up the exposure all the time, but then I don't want to crank it up way too much because sometimes it gets blown up because the exposure is set automatically. And yeah, I know there's exposure lock and all that. I've seen some tutorials, but I don't know. I just don't want to deal with it. And the exposure lock, I don't know if it would solve all the problems. I don't know. Maybe I'm going to look into it at some point, but I don't know. I just set the automatic exposure, and then I have got a sort of a pipeline work where I adjust the exposure, because right now, for instance, is a spot where it usually gets. Right now it's still kind of dark, so I have the exposure blown up, but as soon as I dive into the forest, it gets blown up automatically, so I have to lower the exposure as well. So there's always sort of a transition here at this point where I go from high exposure to low exposure, and I have to adjust it through the post-production. And not when it's always, or not always, but very often when it's overcast. And it's been like, if you would do an average on the overcast and not overcast days from the videos I've done so far, it's probably 90% overcast. So I always have to deal with the exposure. When it's very bright and it's sunny, I don't need to do much, to be honest. Yeah. But I'm not picking days based on weather, right? I'm going whether it's raining, whether it's snowing, whether it's fog, overcast, windy, it doesn't matter. I go, I capture video. Oh, wow. I think, oh no, that's not the tree that fell. I thought the tree that was wedged and sort of extended in the air fell down, but this is a different one. But it certainly fell down either yesterday or, well, very recently. I'm probably yesterday, because we walked here. Oh no, hold on, we haven't walked here. Oh, true, yeah. Last time we've been here was Friday, so probably fell over the weekend or yesterday. But yeah, that's so three trees fell. That's yeah, and they're pretty huge, so there's nothing I can do to move them, right? I mean, well, I can probably move this one. Hold on. No. Well, maybe if I break this one, then I am probably, hold on, maybe this one. Hold on, let's throw that one away. And then this one. Oh, yeah. Right. And then, you know, you'll see what I want to do just in a short moment. But I just want to get these off and then, oh, wow, okay. One was a bit harder to get off. Okay, this one doesn't really want to go off, but I want to take this one and move it all the way up there over these. See? And now it's a little cleared. Now it's a little clear because this one's fairly small, so I can actually move it in a way that will free a little bit of a path. Yeah, okay. Now it's much better. Cool. Yeah, so now we can walk through here. Reiko! Hi. Forgot to call Drake. Počkamo. Ideme, jo? Right, so we cleared that. Now, this, hold on, let me, sorry girl, I'm gonna have to break you here. Oh, it's just a branch, okay, I thought it's a tree. Oh, it is a tree, it's a young tree. Damn it, sorry. Hold on, I'm just gonna bend you this way. And this is just a branch, so I can break this. It's already broken. Already broken, so let me just clear it here. And you know, that's what I have to do pretty often here, because largely these parts of the forest are, I mean, these forests around here, or at least these we walk through every day, are fairly untamed and fairly unmanaged to a degree. As you can see, there's a lot of fallen logs, and a lot of them are lying around. Like, these logs have been here at least a year, you know, or maybe more, and you see how many of them are here, and they are leaving them there, which is great, by the way. And I don't think they're doing it again out of goodness of their heart and because they care about environment and they want to create a healthy forest. I don't think they're doing it because of that. I think they just don't need the wood, and they don't have the time to worry about it and deal with it, you know. So they're just leaving it here, lying around, which is awesome. But sometimes those trees fell in the path that we're walking, and as you saw, like, sometimes I just have to move trees for us to get going. I just have to clear the way sometimes and make it passable. And sometimes it's too much to just, you know, use my hands, so I just have to bring a saw with me, a hand saw, and just saw it away. That's what I did on the shorter path. And hold on, all right, hold on. There you go. Yeah, so I have to do this pretty often. That wasn't there either, right? This one, the small one. No, definitely not. Okay, so a lot of, was there a wind? Oh, there was this heavy wind. Or wasn't there? I don't know, I don't remember. There was some heavy wind, but I think it was other time. Oh, and that one fell. And so that one fell, and it probably hit that one, and that one is here, and I cannot move this one, I think. Well, no, I can just lift it a little bit. Well, yeah, but I love it, you know. I love how it's wild and untamed to a degree. It's just brilliant, and exactly how it's supposed to be, you know. And you'll see these part, and these here starts to look a lot like a sort of the old ancient forest, sort of like a, you know, Yeah, ancient forest. We call those prales, which is like kind of the same word in Czech as for rainforests. You know, like Amazon rainforest would be amazonský prales. So it kind of looks like these kind of, you know, ancient tropical forests even, you know, because you have those brambles growing around, the moss, and yeah, it's just kind of getting rewilded. I don't know for how long though, because I don't know if this is something they want to keep, or if there's going to become a time where they will come with heavy machinery and they'll take all that wood. But a lot of that wood is already rotten, so I don't think they're going to take it, because it's not usable anymore for timber or anything. So hopefully it's going to stay that way. There's a wren singing. Yeah, a lot of those, because all those fallen trees are pines. A lot of them are drying out, and they're falling and they're becoming brittle. And when there is a wind, they just fall down and break. It's not happening with trees like oaks and beech and linden trees, you know. It's not happening with those, but it's happening very often with pines. And I think, you know, that's the way it's supposed to be. The wood, the pines grow pretty quickly, and I think, and the forest needs some of that wood to provide nutrition and to provide the soil and to provide the sort of medium for new life. So it makes sense that all those pines are, you know, drying out and falling down to provide that exactly, to provide a sort of substance for new life. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, initially I didn't. I see there's a wood here that's been like cut and prepped up, so, and you would think, oh, that wood would be taken away soon, yeah. But look at it, it's a lot of it is already, like, look at it, you know, it's not a wood you can use, probably for burning, yes, still kind of, but it's rotting away pretty quickly and nobody's doing anything with it, you know. Although, this looks like it's been cleared recently, so maybe someone is doing something with it. But it's strange, you know, they just leave it lying around here and they don't use it. If I would cut down some wood and prepare it that way, I would take it as soon as possible to sort of use that wood, right? Not just let it rot. If I would have a forest though, I wouldn't use any wood probably at all. Rarely, maybe if there would be some beautiful fallen oak, maybe I would use the trunk to make something beautiful, like to carve something beautiful out of it or something, maybe, but I would never like cut down trees in order to get timber. If I would own forest, I would just keep it the way it is, and I would make it a natural reservation and completely rewild it into its ancient form and make it an oasis for wildlife. That would be something I would do if I would own a forest. And hell, if I would have a lot of money, I would buy as much forest as I can and I would just keep them this way, you know, as healthy as possible. If there would be a spruce monoculture, I would just let it fall by the you know, the, what's the bugs called, you know, the ones that sort of drill under the bark, and they oh, by the way, yeah, I've heard it, I think yesterday I've heard it for the first time, or 2 days before. There's a new bird that flew in to this region about 2 days ago or yesterday, and it just sang on our left, and it's that one. And it like, the way to remember it is that it's descending. It's like sounds a little bit like the wood lark, but it's shorter, and it's coming from, you know, it doesn't come from the sky, it comes from trees, from shrubs. There's some blackcaps chattering. There's Dunnock. Yeah, and it's somewhere over there, but it's probably just getting started, you know, because it really arrived yesterday or 2 days prior. So it's probably just getting settled and finding its territory. So we're gonna hear it definitely more in the upcoming days. But I think you heard it pretty nicely there when I said, oh, that one. So that song there was a willow warbler, and it's a cousin of chiffchaff. Cousin, I mean, you know, it's it's a Philoscopus species, and it's a species of warblers. I mean, chiffchaff is a species of warblers too, but it's named chiffchaff and not warbler. But it's in the same group with chiffchaff, and in Czech it's actually called chiffchaff is called Buníček menší, which the second name means small or smaller, and this one is called Buníček větší, which is bigger. So it's like it's like a bigger warbler, a smaller warbler, and bigger warbler, and this is the bigger one. You know, it is slightly bigger, true, but the main difference is, for one, they have they're choosing different habitats, different habitats, basically different environments they're searching for, and their song, because if you see them up close, it's very hard to tell them apart, really. Although there are some differences in colors. The willow warbler is a little more whitish, like its belly, it's more white, and it's got more, especially after the breeding season, the young birds have a lot of yellow on them, which is unusual for a chiffchaff. So that's how you're gonna know, oh, this bird is very green, whitish, yellowish. That's a willow warbler. But the surefire way to distinguish them is, of course, the song, as usual. That's why it's so important to learn those songs, because then you unmistakably know, okay, that is a willow warbler. Because otherwise they're just greenish, brownish, you know, they look very similar. And the willow warbler song, you know, chiffchaff is very specific. Chiffchaff, 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 you heard it 1,000 times. I mean, I'm sure you've heard it 1,000 times, and together we've heard it a lot of times, you know, now since they arrived. So willow warbler song starts like high and it goes low. It's like do 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 do, and then it stops, you know, because woodlark, it's very long, it's very loud, and it's coming up from high from the sky, and it continues and it goes on and on and on and on. Willow warbler just sings, then stops, sings, then stops, sings, then stops, like a classic songbird, and it flies up, you know, in the trees. And as the name suggests, willow warbler, it very often can be found in areas where there are like a lot of willows, when sometimes maybe there could be some wetlands. Chiffchaff is kind of overlapping, because that chiffchaff is extremely sort of, I would say chiffchaff is very flexible when it comes to the habitat. And you can find it in vast array of different habitats. Willow warbler, not so much, but they will gonna overlap a lot. You're gonna hear chiffchaff here and willow warbler there. It's definitely something that's gonna happen. But willow warbler has a very specific song, and there is nothing like it in the forest. So it starts high and it goes down, and it's fairly loud. Even you're gonna hear it. We're gonna hear it for sure more clearly. And the Latin name is Philoscopus trochilus, I believe. And I hope I'm right. I'm gonna put it in the subtitles, of course, as always. but it's Philoscopus trochilus, and that is a willow warbler. Yep. And then there is another warbler which is very rare, and it's only in a couple of small habitats scattered around the Czech Republic, usually by the borders, in the foothills, by the mountains or in the mountains, and that one is, and I really don't remember the name right now, but it's very rare, and he's like, I've heard it once in my life. It's one of my rarest sightings for sure. So these are the two main warblers, the Philoscopus type that you're gonna hear in Central Europe. Yeah. Oh, hold on. No, there is a third one, which we might heard as well, but it's gonna arrive probably even later. So there are three actually, and the third one is the wood warbler. Is it wood? Yeah, I think it's wood warbler, and that is also Philoscopus, and I'm gonna post the name again. But it's a wood warbler, and that its song sounds completely different than the rest. And they all look very similar. That's the beauty of the songs, that they are so different, but they in visually they look so similar. So yeah, so that's three warblers, like Philoscopus warblers, that are in Central Europe. We've just heard the second one. We probably heard the third one, and the fourth one, very rare. You can definitely hear it. There are some spots where you can go and if you're lucky, you're gonna hear it in the spring, but it's very, very rare. So these are the three main ones you're gonna hear here. Yeah. Anyway, I initially thought, ooh, that's and I think he's got a that was what is his name? You know, the sounds like a God damn it, my mind is scrambled up again after the night. Well, it's a Sita europea, it's the nuthatch. And now the black cap sing beautifully. It was the nuthatch, Sita europea, and I was gonna say it probably has a nest cavity up there somewhere. There's a nest cavity of starlings, which I know of. We can check if there's. See, now he's. Hey, buddy. Sorry. Now he's sounding the alarm, and I think there's definitely going to be there is definitely going to be a cavity somewhere. I can't see it. No worries, buddy. I'm going. I'm not gonna bother you. Yeah, but there was a alarm call from him or her. I didn't see the underbelly. Underbelly is if it's brighter colored and it's like darker, sort of chestnut brown, then it's a male. And if it's lighter, it's like rusty light brown, then it's a female. That's how you're gonna distinguish them in terms of their gender. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I initially thought I'm not gonna talk today because I was extremely heartbroken yesterday because Miss Bossy died, and it was very, very hard on me because I loved her very much, and now she's gone. So yeah, it took me. I kind of knew in the morning when I woke up and I saw her, the spark in her. I just saw the spark was gone from her. You know, the spark of life, the sort of willingness to go, the willpower and the curiosity was not there anymore. And I cried throughout the whole morning, and then when she died, I was just devastated, and I held her up in my arms, in my lap, and she like the life was just going out from her in front of me, you know, and yeah, it was hard for me. So I thought I'm not gonna talk today at all, you know, because I was really crushed yesterday. But I feel better today. It still hurts, of course, but yeah, Miss Bossy's gone, so that's an update I wanted to make, and I was kind of pushing it away, this update, you know. Thought I might say it in the beginning, but I left it towards the end. And yeah, I'll miss the old girl. I'll miss her a lot. Yeah. We made her a beautiful little grave with like, we put a moss lining. You know, I went in the afternoon to get her some moss. I think Drake found some rabbit tracks probably. He's acting erratic. Let me call him. If he's gonna hear. No, he's not hearing. Yeah, he found some tracks for sure. Well, we have time to explain. So I collected some moss from the forest here, and I collected some nice stones, like sort of pinkish colored ones that we already used on the herb spiral that we have, and yeah, I dug out the grave and I put the moss lining in there, and I collected some flowers and like white flower petals from the prune trees, from a prune tree on our garden, and then I laid her in there and sprinkled the flower petals and the flowers, and a good boy. And I said my goodbyes. I took a feather to remember her by, and I've got the ring that she was wearing on her leg, and yeah, we covered her with soil, and then we planted a beautiful white primula flower, which is gonna flower there every year. And that's that, yeah. So I tried my best, but I suppose it was not. It was beyond, you know, beyond saving, I suppose. You know, I don't know what it was. Maybe cancer, maybe some, I don't know. Might have been cancer, might have been something else that was untreatable with any conventional methods like antibiotics and such. Oh, by the way, hold on. You hear that? Amazing. So those are the alarm calls of the blackcaps. You know, when I talked, like, it sounds like two pebbles when you hit them against each other. Do you hear it? It totally sounds like it. Right? So cool. So there's two of them, and they're like raising alarm. And it sounds totally like two pebbles hitting each other. That's what I was talking about. I'm glad we've heard it. And by the way, there's a cavity here. Pretty nice one, is it? Finished, or is it just... Huh, interesting. It looks like... No, it doesn't look like there is actual cavity. It's just like an opening. But maybe some bird's gonna, you know, hollow it, and there's gonna be a cavity in that one. But yeah, so those were blackcaps and their alarm calls. And yeah, I'm gonna sign off now. I just wanted to give you that update because I was talking about Miss Bossy and giving you an update on how she's doing. So I feel like I owe you an update in this regard. So yeah. Rest in peace, Miss Bossy. Rest in peace. All right, I'm gonna sign off now.